People don't hurt you simply because they are evil, but because you awaken something inside them they cannot bear to face. Carl Jung called this hidden part of the psyche the shadow, the rejected, unacknowledged, and feared aspects of themselves. It lurks in the unconscious, and when reflected in you, it terrifies them. Your confidence might remind them of their self-doubt. Your freedom may expose their chains. Your clarity and courage highlight what they refuse to acknowledge. Confronted by this mirror, they lash out because it is easier to hurt you than to confront the truth inside themselves. When someone betrays, criticizes, or rejects you, it is rarely about who you are. It is about what they refuse to see. Their pain becomes your experience. But there is freedom in understanding this. Jung reminded us, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Their cruelty is a reflection, not a judgment. It exposes what is hidden in them, not what is lacking in you. When you recognize this, you no longer take their actions personally. You begin to see the darkness in others as a mirror of their own inner battle, not a measure of your worth. Their hatred, resentment, or betrayal is not a condemnation of you, it is a confession of what they deny in themselves. And that awareness is the first step toward liberation. Understanding the shadow allows you to stop absorbing their projections, to stop carrying their pain as your own, and to start walking in the light of your own self-knowledge. When people hurt you, Jung teaches, it is often projection, the act of unconsciously transferring their own unresolved fears, insecurities, or guilt onto you. Their attack may feel personal, but it is almost never about you. Projection is the human mind's way of externalizing what it cannot bear to acknowledge. If someone criticizes you for arrogance, envy, or cruelty, pause and reflect. Could this be a shadow of themselves reflected onto you? Could it be their own insecurity or unhealed trauma that is spilling outward? Projection is insidious because it masquerades as truth. It convinces the victim that the fault lies with them, rather than with the unexamined part of the aggressor's psyche. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Those who project onto others are often ruled by their unconscious, unaware of the source of their anger or resentment. And yet, this painful experience carries an unexpected gift. When someone projects their shadow onto you, it is an invitation to deepen your self-awareness. Observe your reactions. Notice the parts of yourself that are triggered. The mirror they hold up is an opportunity to explore your own psyche, to face what you may have ignored. And in that awareness, you reclaim your power. You learn not to absorb their projection. You learn that their words and actions say more about them than about you. In a way, their cruelty becomes a compass, a way to navigate the hidden landscapes of human behavior while remaining grounded in your own light. Every attack, every betrayal, every bitter word carries wisdom if you choose to see it. The people closest to us often hurt us the most. Jung explained why. Intimacy magnifies the shadow. Those we love, trust, and depend on see us most clearly. They see not just our light, but the parts of us that mirror their own unacknowledged shadows. When they lash out, it is often because the qualities they fear or deny in themselves are illuminated in you. Your courage, authenticity, or even vulnerability can threaten them unconsciously. Their attack may feel like betrayal, but it is frequently self-preservation, their desperate attempt to suppress what your presence awakens. Think of it as a psychic recoil. They cannot face themselves, so they strike at the reflection in you. This is why family, friends, or partners often wound more than strangers. Strangers' judgments are distant and abstract. Intimate attacks are personal because they pierce the mirror of the shadow. Yet, this darkness is instructive. When someone you care about hurts you, you have a choice. Absorb their pain and bitterness or recognize the truth hidden beneath their actions. Their cruelty is a projection, not a reflection of your worth. By understanding the shadow, you can maintain boundaries without resentment, compassion without naivety. You can observe their behavior, learn from it, and refuse to let their unhealed wounds dictate your self-perception. Jung teaches that understanding the unconscious motivations behind human cruelty is not coldness. It is liberation. It allows you to stay anchored, to walk through life aware that the darkness you encounter is not your own, and to approach others with clarity instead of reaction. Pain inflicted by others, especially those we love, carries a hidden potential. Jung believed that confronting and understanding the shadow in others ultimately strengthens the self. When you recognize that attacks are projections, reflections, or attempts to suppress what the other cannot face, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You begin to see their cruelty not as an obstacle, but as a teacher. Each betrayal, insult, or act of hatred becomes a lesson in self-mastery. This does not excuse their actions, nor does it diminish the pain. They still wound, but it transforms your response. Instead of absorbing the negativity, you can observe, understand, and rise above. Jung's insight is that life is a mirror. The darkness you encounter in others reveals the shadows that must be illuminated within yourself. When you meet cruelty with awareness rather than reaction, you reclaim your power. You learn that no one can define your worth except yourself. And in that space, liberation occurs. The attacks of others no longer bind you. They no longer dictate your emotional state. You become like the philosopher who watches storms at sea, aware of their intensity, yet untouched at your core. The darkest truth about why people hurt you is also the clearest truth about your own strength. Others may reflect their shadows onto you, but they cannot darken the light you carry within. Your task is to walk through the world with clarity, compassion, and unshakable self-knowledge, turning every hurt into insight, every wound into wisdom. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to The Wisdom Seeker for more deep explorations of human nature, philosophy, and personal growth. Let these lessons guide you and share them with someone who needs to see the truth behind the pain.